taking the lead.
Hi guys, how you doing? It's Apocalypse here, and I'm bringing you a gameplay on the September DLC map Broadwalk. Now this is a Jersey seatown, and it's bloody gorgeous, mate. This is lovely. I really like this one. It's got kind of everything that everybody would want, I think. It's got some decent sort of long range vantage points that the sort of far distance player, maybe snipers, can sort of take people out on. I was using the MK14, and this was simply because I'd had a couple of games previous to this and I kind of played them wrong, and to be honest with you, it sort of hampered my vision of what this game and this level is all about, because quite frankly I was finding that I was getting sort of bumping head syndrome. So, you know, you sort of turn a corner and you smack heads with somebody and you always seem to pull off the wrong move and die. So I decided to equip the MK14 and play more of a long distance game and sort of keep myself at more than arm's length. And to be honest with you, it worked. It did work, because this sort of map has its enclosed points. It has its sort of right side, left side, back, front vantage points where people can sort of jump out and surprise you, basically. So you've got to be aware at all times. It's one of those where you're literally going to be UAV whoring at any given chance that you can, but it's all for the greater good, because as long as you play a kind of sensible game and don't run into danger down the centre of the map, you should be okay. And on this one we were playing a game of Domination. The layout with the Domination flags is pretty much the same as what we've seen in a lot of Modern Warfare 3 maps anyway. You've kind of got your A and your C, which are pretty much standard, two far ends of the map. And then you've got your B, and your B is always your conspicuous dirty flag. It's always the one that's at a bit of a lower point, and you've got all these 4 different vantage points from high levels where people can lean over and throw C4 and every kind of explosive going under the sun at you. So it's a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. But I did notice when I was playing, and I never put this into practice, that if you go over to B flag, there's kind of a, if I remember rightly, a pallet that is leaning up against the wall or the boat, and a lot of guys kind of went under there, and to be honest with you, they started to enforce the capture of the flag. So you've got so many points at where you're getting paranoid and panicky, and you're throwing down your portable radar and you can just see red dots coming at you from all angles. So it's quite sort of close. It's quite sort of up close and personal and fast paced, but at the same time you can take a bit of a step back and rein it in and think about what your next move is going to be. And the one thing I would recommend doing is flanking. You've got so many ways that you can flank the enemy here, particularly when it comes to the B capture, because if you're coming from the bottom end of the map up towards B and your team are there, you can go around the far outside, round the back of the enemy who are actually trying to throw everything they possibly can in their artillery to blow you up while you're capturing, and you can just walk round the back and pick them off nicely, or shank them in the back of the neck with a knife, which is always nice. So that'd be my recommendation when it comes to the B flag. You know, don't everybody jump on there at once. I'd certainly say have 2 people capturing, 1 person guarding, and at least 1 going round for the flank. It will work every single time, and it worked a few times with me on these games in particular. So now, setups. What would I say would be your ideal setups for this map? Well, I'd say the snipers are going to love it, because it has got the long distance, long range, head glitching parts. Like I say, when I did start playing this, I played it totally wrong, and this was in a previous couple of games. I put on a Model 1887 like I stupidly always do, and this wasn't Model 1887 territory. It had no place here. It was basically a long range game with assault rifles, sniper rifles, and all of the above. Obviously, yes, you did get your general standing of people who like to run around with the submachine gun, as they always do, but hey, you're never going to change that. That's pretty much in everything. And I will pre-warn you for the next video I'm going to do, which is on Parish. It's an absolute submachine gunner's paradise and anybody else's hell. I mean, that map, excuse my French, mind you I've swore before so it doesn't really matter, but it's just fucking horrible. That Parish is horrible. There's no enjoyment for me there whatsoever. It's spawn on spawn, continuous action, submachine gun action. People were running RPGs and s'mores, and oh, it was awful. It was horrible, and it's such a cluttered map again. There's so much about it. But anyway, you'll see that anyway. But with regards to this, again, it's a very attractive map. It's got the sort of comedic looking circus type fairground games that are floating about. It's got the bombed out buildings that are standard in Call of Duty, but it's still sort of kept its authentic seaside look about it, which is nice. And again, it's a nice one to look at and play, so I will be playing this one a lot more. Now, perks. What would I use with regards to perks? Well, you can use really what is up to you, but what I would say with regards to point streaks, what I would go for on this one is I would go for the specialist, because I think this one's going to be a Moab paradise. I've got to be honest. I would honestly say this is going to be where you're going to see so many Moabs forming on this. I mean, I didn't get close, but I thought I could be on the way on this game to getting one. Maybe once I picked up the guy's fad at the beginning, it looked like it was going to be a bit hopeful, but then as usual, make a mistake and I get too over enthusiastic, so that that kind of jumped up and bit me straight on my arsehole. So, score for this map, what would I give it? Well, I would give this one, I'd give this one a 7 out of 10 to an 8, because again, it's kind of got everything you might want to cater for, but you've got to play it sensibly. You've got to have a good team as well. I mean, I will say on this game, it was such a close call between the two teams. You know, the guys I had, they were capturing flags, they were recapturing flags, we were recapturing the recaptured flags. It was continuous, and to be fair to a lot of the guys, apart from one or two, there was not really any camping. Everybody was out there and wanting to get involved, get stuck in. And that's what they were doing, and I like playing games like that. I like playing against players who sort of bring a bit of professionalism into it. So, yes, I would definitely recommend giving this one a try. I don't think you will be disappointed. And as long as you stick to the outside areas and sort of move around and flank, you will get away with a lot of things, and you should be able to keep out the way of those pesky bloody submachine gunners. But yeah, that's pretty much me, and I hope you're enjoying these guys. I will bring you more up-to-date commentaries as I can, and as soon as anything changes you will know about it. So stay tuned for the next map. Thank you guys, bye bye.